It's our last Saturday night game until we head into the finals tomorrow. This is to decide who goes to the gold medal. We got the Valley Sturgeon taking on the Cranbrook Black Wolves. First, we're going to introduce the Valley team. Starting with the goalies, 00, Luke Davidson. Number 1, Caden Lee. Number 31, Zach Goulet. Number 4, Denver Kitt. Number 5, Jeremy Gibbs. Number 6, Logan White. Number 7, Isaac Rachowski. Number 9, Nathan Jensen. Number 10, Matthew Ortute. Number 11, Caden Shivers. Number 13, Austin Martin. Number 15, Tristan Donnell. Number 16, Nigel Novak. Number 17, Curtis Hain. Number 20, Wyatt Lizamore. Number 21, Sean Lemishka. Number 22, Gage O'Neill. Number 23, Carter McGore. Wow, that was a tough one. 25, Bryce Manson-Gordon. 35, Carter Stasek. Number 36, Brett Visentine. Number 40, Thor Nielsen. Number 44, Rocco Sandini. Number 67, Ryan Sheldrake. Number 74, Everett Vetterell. Number 75, Sean Wade. Number 77, Gabe Rempel. Number 88, Burke McCady. And now for the Cranbrook Black Wolves, starting with the goaltenders. Number 1, Cam Pilon. Number 75, Caden Lucier. Number 2, Neil McConaughey. Number 3, Colton Zawanda. Number 4, Connor Doucette. Number 6, Joel Miller. Number 7, Fletcher Backshell Jones. Number 8, Avery Berkey. Number 9, Wyatt Fancy. Number 10, Gavin Segarty. Number 11, Beckham Toth. Number 12, Willen Backshell Jones. Number 13, Dylan Berard. Number 14, Ripley Backshell Jones. Number 15, David Michaluk. Number 18, Easton Fancy. Number 19, Ezra Zanini. Number 20, Tommy Thompson. Number 21, Tanner Sudan. Number 22, Brandon Hushman. Number 23, Nolan Palmer. Number 24, Adrian Simmons. Number 28, Tyden Wilson. And now if we could please ask everybody to stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Semi-final number 2 on day number 4. Welcome back to the John Bailey Arena here, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to BC Sports TV. Tino Farah, your voice for this final game of the evening, final game of the day, and the final semi-final game coming up as well. This one going down between the Cranbrook Black Wolves, looking to keep their perfect streak going, 3-0 coming into the semifinal matchup against the 2-1 Valley Sturgeon. Before we get too far, let's remind you about our feature sponsor, Extreme Threads, your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel, embroidery, screen printing designs, and sublimated team uniforms. Now offering tents, banners, flags, decals, signs, and so much more. Check them out online, Extreme Threads. As we are just moments away from the opening face-off, standing tall in net for the Valley Sturgeon, wearing 00 as he does so often, it's Luke Davidson, someone we've been talking about oh so often here in the broadcast booth from the John Bailey Arena because of his strong play throughout this tournament. He's been one of the standouts here for the Valley Sturgeon and will look to keep that streak alive. His counterpart across from him, wearing number 1, it's Cam Pilon, was incredible in their win last night over West Shore and also has hopes of backstopping his team to a gold medal matchup against the Saanich Express. We are underway here from Port Coquitlam. The first possession off the opening faceoff goes the way of Valley, but they turn it over early And here come the Black Wolves over center with speed. Tanner Sudan gets underneath with some pressure, spins back and finds Tommy Thompson. 12 points coming into this game here for the Black Wolves. Nice move. Wyatt Fancy goes low, and the first save of the game goes to Luke Davidson, dropping down to one knee and taking away that shot angle from Wyatt Fancy, who's had the hottest stick, or one of the hottest sticks, throughout this tournament for Cranbrook. 13 points, 11 of those being goals. And man, that guy can sting the corners. And his team will need him to do so once again. Gabe Rempel down low. One-timer, Richtowski robbed by Pilon. His toughest test is the first save of the game. We'll see how this one progresses between this goaltending matchup. Lucky break there for Cranbrook as they narrowly avoid the 8-second count, and their offense back out onto the floor now. Mitch look far side to the captain in Fletcher Backshell Jones. Unintentionally deflected that one down low, off the mark, and now Valley pushing pace over center. Tristan Donnell spinning away, runs into a double team. He'll find some room now leaving this near center. Caden Shivers sends it far side. Everett Vetterell loses it in the spin. They keep possession, though, down low, and it just gets batted free across the Cranbrook crease. Adrian Simons, quick drop pass. Colton Zawada backpedaling down low, returns it over to his Black Wolves captain. With time and space available, over to Fancy. Toe drag driving low. He'll turn back as he backpedals down low to the corner. Pass off the mark, back over center. No, the official near center says deflection, but it will be a shot clock violation either way. Free clear coming up for the Sturgeon. It'll be Brett Visentin starting off this possession. Shots one aside between these two clubs. We still await the game's opening goal. Visentin says it over to Rempel. Rempel steps into a shot. That one goes high and wide off an interference call going against his team. Rough ride there for the likes of Willen Backshell Jones. And he's going to get some attention from the trainer for a moment. Remains on the bench, though. Bumps and bruises are going to come often here in the semifinal matchup. They dive across. Tommy Thompson puts it just wide. His team keeps possession, though. Zawada over to Backshell Jones. Pressured from the perimeter, under 10 to shoot. Thompson with it again. Skip feed now to the near side. Shot well over the cage. Valley collects off the hop. Slowly over the center line go the Sturgeon. They get into a tough position here in front of the Cranbrook bench. Isaac Richtowski comes up with it, had it for a moment, loses it off the back check. Still up for grabs, a slash into the midsection there of Brendan Hushman. And now he heads towards the Cranbrook bench, a little shaken up. Wyatt Fancy down the lane. He'll turn back and connect with a teammate behind him. Now down low to the far side corner. Avery Berkey comes over top. Shot saved Davidson. He'll hang on to the rebound as well. Valley goaltender standing tall through the opening 3.5 minutes. Quick up. Novak finds Rempel. Again, just narrowly avoiding that 8-second count. Something to keep our eyes on here on the broadcast. Rempel muscling his way through. Stutter step move, now backpedals away. 10 seconds to shoot, loses the ball after a good stick check coming from Dylan Berard. Keeping Rempel to the perimeter, forced to just throw that one down towards the corner. Vetterell one last check as he heads off for a change. Thompson back into the play now. Over to Zawada, sprinting down low. Late man into the rush here is Ripley Backshell Jones. Zawada through the middle, shot wide. Thompson going to apply some back pressure here on the forecheck. They keep possession. That'll be an interference call going against the Valley Sturgeon. Burke McGady a little bit overzealous there on his pressure. Fresh 30 for the Black Wolves. Here's Wyatt Fancy sizing up a defender. Over top, shot and a goal! Wyatt Fancy posting in, and Cranbrook strikes first. Were you listening when I said he could sting the corners? Cleanest example of it right there as number 9 for the Black Wolves steps into a shot. Couple of screens set for him there to reach around, and he puts that one top left, caught a piece of the inside of the far post, and goes in. Shots 3-1 early as we approach the 5-minute mark here. 15-19 remaining in the first period. 1-0 for Cranbrook. And a chance immediately following for the Sturgeon to answer back as they grab the loose ball following the face-off violation. Now here's the Valley captain in Everett Vetterell. 4 goals in the tournament so far. He has the ball from his wrong side. Sidearm rip goes cleanly off the corner boards and out of play. Coined him with the nickname of Captain Clutch after his performance in game number 1 way back on Wednesday evening in their victory over Swift Current. And he'll hope to captain his team to a gold medal if they can come out on top of this semifinal matchup. There's a save by Luke Davidson, again dropping down low. Such a tall goaltender, too, is Luke Davidson. Even when he goes down to his knees, still takes up the vast majority of the net. It's hard to beat a goaltender who takes up that much space, but when you got a shot like Wyatt Fancy, like what we saw moments ago, they're seeing eye shots. There's another one, and their second goal. Tommy Thompson onto the board. Two quick ones for Cranbrook. Thompson gets his 5th of the tournament. He's been part of this 3-headed monster on the offensive side of the floor for the Cranbrook Black Wolves. Fletcher, Backshell, Jones, Wyatt Fancy, and Tommy Thompson just love to connect between those 3 players and find the back of the net. Now Nathan Jensen, following the face-off, bounces early, takes some contact afterwards as well. Goes cleanly out of play. Now Cranbrook will start from their own side of center. Dylan Berard with it. Stretch pass up to Colton Zawada. He falls on the pressure from Jensen, sending that one over center, but Tristan Donnell takes it. Scott Rempel, fresh off the bench here. So he turns back and surveys through the middle of the floor. Spin move getting underneath, fakes the pass through the middle. Now rounding the corner, shot saved by Pilon. Rebound falls through the middle, and the Black Wolves collect. 2-man press coming from the Sturgeon. And it ends up working as Cranbrook just dumps this down the length of the floor. An easy one for the Sturgeon to collect, and they will do so. Gage O'Neill pushing pace. Sends that one to his captain, Vetterell. Surveys through the middle. Has a man on his back, steps into a shot, saved by Pilon, loses the rebound. Just kicked that one away from the goal line. Valley just inches away from their first goal to get back within 1. Flip pass over to Fancy. One hand on his stick, picks it up, now sends it over to the righties. They'll go to work first. Thompson through the middle, just wide. Grabs his own rebound, now on his wrong side. Pass up near center. Davis Michaluk, 15 points on the tournament so far, 14 of them being assists. It's been one of the key facilitators in this offense of the Black Wolves. Now the official says that deflected off of a Valley defender and out of play. Black Wolves trying the hidden ball trick, and it works! Take a look at this one, folks, as Luke Davidson had no idea where the ball was. Looks like the defense knew, but firing that one home is Avery Berkey, his first goal of the tournament. Load that one up on the highlight reel, folks. What a beauty on the successful hidden ball trick. What a start for the Black Wolves. An early 3-0 hole for the Sturgeon to try to climb out of. But don't count them out as Rempel spins through a triple team, still finds a way to get a shot off despite going airborne. Wyatt Fancy now back into the offense. Here's Fletcher Backshell Jones, captaining his team to a perfect 3-0 record to this point. Now Zawada has a stick deflected before he could get a clean shot off. 10 seconds to shoot. Heavy shot from distance. Backshell Jones had that one go on target. He'll apply some pressure now, and Valley looks to get over center. Matthew Ortute will head off for a change after doing the legwork there in transition. And Valley, unless they clean it up now, Vetterol tried to send that one down to Richtowski. Blocked pass. Now the Valley captain keeps after it. Shot from distance goes just wide. Vicenton with it. 3 seconds to shoot. Deflected and wide. Gavin Segerty. Speedy into the offensive zone. He gets on top of the crease. Jumping. Makes a ton of contact there with Luke Davidson. And I believe it's going to be Nathan Jensen heading off on the illegal cross-check call. First power play of this period goes the way of the Black Wolves. Gives us an opportunity to thank our first sponsor here, and it's us. At BC Sports TV, we're seeking advertising partners to keep lacrosse free for everyone. We have a number of advertising opportunities ranging from penalties to periods, intermissions, or even title sponsorship, and together we can craft a tailor-made package for you. Hit us up, info@bcsports.tv. And let's get in contact. Nothing going on the first offensive set. Man up here for Cranbrook as Daniil pushes pace the other way, short-handed, tiptoeing the crease. Close play at the line, and now he'll circle back. Getting a rough ride there by Tommy Thompson. Daniil spin move into a double team. Still with possession, though, short-handed for the Sturgeon. On his wrong side. Still pressured. In comes the pressure from Thompson. Stick check to Daniil, who wasn't expecting that one, didn't see him coming. He'll just dump that one down the floor and head off for a change. As we approach the halfway mark of this first period, 3-0 early for the Cranbrook Black Wolves. Mitchelluk back to the point. Thompson, Backshell Jones, Mitchelluk. Now to the far side. Thompson, sidearm ripped, saved by Davidson. Rebound goes to the far side. Mitchelluk with it again. Down low. Fancy. Up top. Back to the point. Backshell Jones returns it over to Thompson. Skip feed down low. One-timer! Wyatt Fancy had that one kicked aside by Davidson. Now Thompson down low to the opposite crease. Another great save by Davidson. Getting a massive piece of that Avery Berkey shot from down low. Fresh 30 for the Black Wolves. Mitchelluk steps into a rip. Wanted short side. That'll bounce back over center. Fletcher Backshell Jones tried to bat that away from danger, but unsuccessful in his efforts. Now Isaac Richtowski forced and pinned along the far side boards. Maintaining possession, though, at the moment. Trying to kill the remainder of this penalty. 5 seconds remaining, and we'll get the whistle as that one got pinned in the jersey of Richtowski, and now he'll head off for a change. We're just 3 seconds away from 5-on-5 action. Zawada almost going back over center, and we are back to 5-on-5 with Jensen stepping out of the box. Zawada gets a shot off, big collision through the middle of the floor, and another delayed call coming up as bodies go flying. Everyone back to their feet, and now we get our call. Looks like it'll be Matthew Ortute also heading off on the illegal cross-check call. Are you looking to try the new Olympic version of lacrosse? BC Sixes has you covered. Think box lacrosse in the sun, non-stop action, non-stop fun. Find their media on Instagram under BC Sixes and register at bc6s.com today. Second straight power play here for the Black Wolves. They work around the perimeter early. Pressure now from distance there by the Sturgeon. Maybe causing an early turnover with the Black Wolves. Maybe a little over-eager to send that one on target. Still plenty of time to work with there on their power play, as well as on that shot clock, but it goes out of play, and now free clear for Valley. Rempel loses it. on the split dodge, ends up falling towards the Black Wolves crease, and they'll collect. Wyatt Fancy in alone now on a breakaway, fakes, takes, and a save by Davidson. Sliding to his right. Fancy's going to apply some pressure here, as will Berkey. They get away from that. Now Nathan Jensen back over center. In comes Jeremiah Gibbs. Near side feed. Spinning down low into the corner is Caden Shivers. Thought about the dunk attempt. Stepped through the crease, though, negating that opportunity. Now a minute 10 remaining on the power play. Here come the Black Wolves once again. Drop feed to Thompson. Late man into the rush here is Cole Zawada. So he immediately drives down and assumes his position on the far side crease. Always in a position to shoot is Zawada. Now one-timer again from Fancy, robbed by Davidson. The second time he's taken away what looked like a sure goal for Wyatt Fancy. Despite having one on the game already, he could easily have three. Now Burke McCady caused a turnover, goes in alone, and he scores! Burke McCady gets Valley onto the scoreboard. What an effort, shorthanded still for another 32 seconds. Never gave up on the play despite two defenders on his back. Looked over at the ref to make sure that one's going to count, and it does. A massive goal for the Sturgeon and a massive goal for Burke McCady. His first of the tournament. Might be his first of the season as well. Had 3 points through the regular season, all three of them being assists. And what a time to grab your first goal. It's 3-1 now for the Black Wolves. Still on the power play for just under 20 seconds. Fancy back up top to the point. Thompson, skip feed, Fancy steps into one, saved by Davidson. Causes a turnover now and draws an interference call as well for his efforts. Got spun around while he was on the ground. But they will keep possession. We're just a moment away from 5-on-5. Thompson, another rip, saved by Davidson. Now Valley had Shivers up the play as he stepped out of the box. Jensen will collect. Long stretch pass from the Valley goaltender. Now Jensen will head off for a change. Late man on here is Rempel. Vetterl spins away from the pressure. Deflected pass from Rempel back to Vetterl, sidearm rip. That one goes wide off the corner boards. Unfortunate bounce for Valley, deflection back. And now Rempel will go back for a defensive shift here. Chasing that one down for Cranbrook was Dylan Berard. Finds Zawada. 6:15 to play in the first period. Shots 15-5 early in this game here. As Berkey spins, splits a couple more defenders. Fletcher backshell, Jones winds, fires, but a save by Davidson keeps his team within 2. Now Caden Shivers. Pressured from the outside, still working on his defender. Waiting for his screen, doesn't use it, instead sends it over to Vetterl. A heavy shot, tried to pull that one 5-hole, saved by Pilon, and that'll start some transition for the Black Wolves. They had a 2-on-1 starting to form, but they'll slow up instead. Not a bad decision from Tanner Sudan. Makes a mad dash towards the bench, and in to replace him is Berkey. Thompson drives from the goal line, and he puts it 5-hole. Tommy Thompson looks like he just out-muscles Luke Davidson as he fires that one between his legs. That's one the Valley goaltender is going to want to have back, certainly, despite a strong period thus far. But Thompson up to 2 on the game, now up to 6 on the tournament, and he's matched his goal total through the regular season in just 4 games played. 6 goals now through the MacDonaldCup tournament. Had 6 on the regular season. He's already on hat-trick watch here tonight. Here's Jeremiah Gibbs. 2 defenders close in on him. Takes another check from 2 more defenders, getting a rough ride as he passes that one through the middle. Ball goes free towards Gabe Rempel. Having a hard time with it as it gets batted free And it goes out of play, so that will be possession for Valley. Here's Rempel. Sidesteps the first check. Rounding the corner, he's got a man on his back still and in front of him. Shot blocked before it got through. Pilon steps out. Possession retained by Valley, at least for now. Big hit in the corner boards. That's Brendan Hushman laying the boom on Matt Thiessen. A little slow to get up, but he heads back off towards his bench. Looks like favoring his right side. Now Colton Zawada, Wyatt Fancy, and Fletcher Backshell Jones all back out onto the floor. Now Michaluk ripped that one short side just wide. No Thompson in this possession. He awaits from afar. Michaluk steps into a shot, saved by Thompson. No, got blocked before it got through. So now 3 seconds to shoot. Backshell Jones fires that one wide, and the shot clock violation will send the Sturgeon back over center. Here's Nigel Novak. Vetterl. He's got Rempel into the play now on his left. Uses a screen cutting through the middle. Vetterl still with it, down low to the corner. Rempel over top, has some room. Shot off the post, and it goes! It just trickles over. Gabe Rempel finds the back of the net for the first time in this game. Get used to hearing that name, folks. So he loves to shoot the ball. And when you shoot as often as he does, you get some of those lucky breaks as he originally hits the iron, but enough spin on that one to trickle over the goal line. 28 goals through the regular season for one Gabe Rempel, now up to 6 on the tournament. Slight delay here now as we line up for the face-off, and we are back to the action. Loose ball goes into the Valley end of the floor, grabbed by Tanner Sudan. Gets underneath, tries the dunk from behind, not gonna go is Davidson, who was glued to that near side post. Close one for the Black Wolves. Now 4-2. Still in favor of Cranbrook. Another shot from Rempel, rebound off of Pilon. And here comes Cranbrook. Rempel applying some back pressure, spinning away from that, and for now is Sagerty. Finds Thompson fresh off the bench. Late man to the rush here will be Davis Michaluk. Thompson steps into one, saved by Davidson, again sliding across to his right. Quick breakout pass now to Burke McAdie. And he just sends that one up the floor, an errant pass. Collected now by Jensen. Jeremiah Gibbs streaking the floor, has a ton of room, gets the pass, takes the shot and puts it just wide. No, they'll say Pilon caught a piece. Now Avery Berkey will push the floor. Gibbs gonna apply a little bit of back pressure, and he'll stay and play a defensive shift now. Backshell Jones. Sizing up his defender in Jensen. Pass down low to Berkey. Gibbs working on him. Size disadvantage for one Jeremiah Gibbs. He battles for this loose ball, bats it near the center line just before the shot clock expires. Fletcher Backshell Jones just dumps that one down the length of the floor. Now just over 2 minutes to play in the first period. Here's Matthew Ortute. He'll head off for a change. Finding Gabe Rempel, swim move around a defender, underhand flip, that'll go out of play. And he'll get his defensive unit back out onto the floor now. So we're under 2 to play. Zawada has got to be careful of that center line there, really tiptoeing it unnecessarily. But hasn't had the back over call yet, so keep doing what you're doing if it's working. Near side feed, just off the mark. Valley will apply some pressure, but here to clean this one up is Tommy Thompson. Now Zawada down low to Backshell Jones. Under 10 to shoot. Pass through the middle, just deflected wide down low to the corner. Now 3 to shoot. They'll again just dump this one down. That's 2 straight possessions for the Black Wolves where they're really unable to get anything on target and have been forced to just dump it behind the Valley net. Great job through the first period, in the late stages of the first period for the Sturgeon. Now just over a minute to play. Rempel cutting through, can't get a clean shot. He had his stick check. Now pushing pace for the Black Wolves is Tyden Wilson. Happy you slow up as he got that one over center and get the offense back out onto the floor. Here's Michaluk with it. Little body language as he requests a cut through by Thompson with a little head nod. This pass just off the mark. Thompson continuing to battle for it. In comes Wyatt Fancy circling behind the cage. Fake pass to the middle. Now to the perimeter. Backshell Jones down low. Thompson spinning underneath. Saved by Davidson. Similar spot to Thompson's second goal in this period. But the Valley goaltender getting the better of that chance. Now 20 seconds remaining. And just about a second and a half difference between the game and shot clock as Rempel gets into the offensive zone. Pressured from distance. His pass deflected. Vetterl, good hands to leap for that one. Now 10 seconds to play. 7 to shoot. He throws one on target. Saved by Pilon. 5.8 to play. They'll send that one up near center off the mark. Zawada collects a late shot blocked by a defender. That will go out of play, and we will head to the intermission. 4-2, Cranbrook leads after 20. A low scoring first period after a hot start from Cranbrook, but that's going to do it now for the opening 20. You've been watching BC Sports TV, and we're going to be back with second period action in about 10 minutes' time. Second period coming right up here, ladies and gentlemen, live on BC Sports TV, live from the MacDonaldCup and live from the Poco Rec Center here, the John Bailey Arena, as we're just moments away from the start. The opening face-off here in the second period. Cranbrook, after 20 minutes, up 4-2. And really dictating the pace of play on the offensive side. Tommy Thompson with 2 goals, up to 6 now in the tournament, and 1 each from both of Avery Berkey and Wyatt Fancy. Berkey's goal was the hidden ball trick, successfully working. If you weren't here for the first period, you missed a heck of a goal. Just the perfectly ran hidden ball trick by the Black Wolves. They fooled the Valley goaltender in Luke Davidson, who otherwise had a strong period, generally speaking. And he'll need a save here early as Zawada rips that one just wide. Rebound off the end boards. Still 15 seconds to work with. Zawada is heading off to the bench. Now he'll turn back and get into the play. Mitchelluk takes that shot off the post. So we're about 38 seconds in. And Cranbrook just misses, reclaiming the 3-goal advantage. But a fresh 30 as they get back into the offensive zone. Fancy sidesteps a man. Swing pass now to the near side. Berkey has that one bounce in and out of his stick. Now Valley kicking at it, eventually collected over center now by Wyatt Lissamore. He waits for Rempel off the bench, clearing some space. Now Brett Vicentin will collect. If I'm not mistaken, Vicentin is a call-up for this Sturgeon team, and he's looked impressive as well on the offensive side. So it's a hard pick, a late shot afterwards. Vicentin a little overzealous on that pick set. That'll send his team back to the defensive side of the floor. On to collect is Ripley Backshell Jones. Passing that one now down low. Now they cut through the middle. Shot and a goal! The Black Wolves strike again. There's that air horn, Jeff. And let's take a look at this one as they find some room going right down the alley and firing that one home. 5-3 now, a minute and a half into the period. And now I got to speak directly to the Cranbrook fans because I know you guys are watching and you're always so good at messaging me whenever I have requests. I don't have a number 5 on my roster sheet. Can one of you send me a message like you've done all the time when you're correcting my mispronunciations? Somebody tell me who number 5 is for the Black Wolves, please. Unless that's, I mean, there's a player here without a number. It could be him. In Lyndon Olrenshaw. So maybe it's him. Please, somebody let me know. I'm looking at you, Cranbrook fans. Let's get back to the action here, shall we? 5-2 within the opening 2 minutes of the second period. And right back to work go the Black Wolves. Fancy, down low. Mitchelluk surveys through the middle. Here's Zawada, returning it now down low to the near side. Fancy rips that one, blocked by McCady. They collect, getting a fresh 30 here on the reset. Now Fancy, fake shot through the middle. Great save by Davidson. Aha, the Cranbrook fans come in clutch here. I called for a message and I got it right away. Number 5, Lyndon Olrenshaw. Hopefully I'm saying that one correct. Oh no, Oakeshaw is how this is spelled. Thank you to Zach for sending me the message. Much appreciated. But we are back to the action as Cranbrook gets back into the offensive side. There's a shot from distance, kicked aside by a sliding Davidson. Now Fletcher Backshell Jones behind the cage. Looking through the middle. Round the corner himself. Room to work with. Skip feed now to the far side. Shot from middle of the floor and now a tough hit. Getting back to his feet now slowly is Ripley Backshell Jones. He was a little shaken up back in the first period too. And again getting a rough ride. And takes another late hit afterwards. An illegal substitution call also coming up. But Ripley Backshell Jones slow to get back to his feet, and he's going to head off for a change here. And a reminder here, this opening penalty is sponsored by Extreme Threads, your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel, embroidery, screen printing designs, and sublimated team uniforms. Now offering tents, banners, flags, decals, signs, and so much more. As always, check them out online, Extreme Threads. Perimeter work here for Valley as Vetterol steps into a shot. Had that labeled top left. Rebound collected by Vicentin. Pass back to the point. Another shot from Vicentin. Rips that one off the iron. 36 in gray almost grabbed his first of the game. Now Rempel again at the point. So he runs quarterback here. Steps into a shot and he scores! Rempel gets another one. And he gets his team again back within 2 here, 5-3 with 16:23 to play. An absolute snipe, a howitzer, a cannon, call it what you will. Gabe Rempel rips it home. Their 11th shot of the game. Man, shots are 30-11 in favor of Cranbrook. But the lead is now cut to just 2, 5-3 for the Black Wolves. Collision there near center. The Valley player getting back to his feet. Now it looks like we have another injured member of the Black Wolves. Neil McConaughey gets back onto the bench. He's in a little bit of a wrestling match for a moment. And he'll take a breather on the bench as his team goes back to work offensively. Thompson, far side feed. Fancy, down low to the corner. Michaluk comes over top. Zawada couldn't get a clean handle on that one. Michaluk comes over to his wrong side. Now 2 seconds to shoot. Fancy grabbed it, a shovel shot. Turning away, goes just wide. So creative is Wyatt Fancy on the offensive side of the floor. Now here come the Sturgeon. Rempel. Another member of Hat Trick Watch here as he puts that one wide, now collecting. Looking for a shot lane once again, steps into a rip, blocked. Before that one got through, Cranbrook had it for a moment, but they gave it right back to Valley as now it falls to the feet of Cam Pilon. He'll send that one up the floor. Tough one to handle. Now Valley trying to cause a turnover on the 8-second count. Cranbrook got to get this over, and they can't in time. Heavy forecheck from the Sturgeon. Now Burke McCady has his pass go right into his bench, but deflected off of the stick of Tanner Sudan. Lucky break for the Sturgeon. Now Jeremiah Gibbs spins underneath, splits a couple of defenders to find some space. Fresh off the bench here, late into the play is Caden Shivers, and looks like we have another call coming up. It'll be Brett Vicentin heading off for 2 or less. I believe it's going to be another illegal cross-checking call. The Cat and Fiddle Pub, proudly locally owned and operated for over 30 years and voted best pub in BC by BC. With 2 covered and heated patios, famous traditional pub fare, and a great atmosphere. Go see why the locals love them for 3 decades running. Another power play here shaping up for Cranbrook. Everybody getting a touch now down low. Berkey across the crease. Wyatt Fancy has another one. He finally buries on the one-timer. Up to 12 on the tournament now for Wyatt Fancy. He had 2 one-timer attempts back in the first period and was robbed both times by Luke Davidson. This time he solves the goaltender, depositing that one into the back of the net and reclaiming the 3-goal advantage. 4:28 to play now in the second. Clean face-off win for the Sturgeon. Now a 2-on-0 as they go in and they score! What an answer from Valley. Seconds after Wyatt Fancy found the back of the net. In comes Sean Lemishka, grabbing his first goal of the tournament. a clean face-off win to himself, and he's going to stay and do some more face-off duty here. Staring down the likes of Neil McConaughey. This has actually been a pretty good face-off matchup as well. McConaughey was dominant at the face-off dot last night against West Shore. And Lemishka has been a pretty good story at the face-off dot himself. I've watched him warm up a handful of times before these games with those tedious drills that those face-off players do. Impressive stuff from the face-off specialist of the Sturgeon. Now here comes Cranbrook once again down the lane, a bouncer, and now they answer back. 2 for Lyndon Orlenshaw. A minute ago, I didn't know this guy was in the lineup. Now he has 2 goals here, joining the likes of Wyatt Fancy and Tommy Thompson with multiple in this game. We got a goal fest here in the second period, folks. 7-4. That 3-goal lead has been the magic number here for the Black Wolves. But Valley's done a pretty good job of finding a way to answer back. They'll need a defensive stop as the face-off violation will go against Valley. So it will be Davis Mitchelluk starting off the possession. Near side feed. Thompson down low to the corner. Here's the Cranbrook captain surveying through the middle, gets the pass off, but Fancy couldn't grab it cleanly. Now Thompson sends it up the floor. Fancy causes a turnover. Slips a check, working down low from the corner, falls, keeping possession though, throwing that one up to Mitchelluk from his back, and the offense of the Black Wolves back onto the floor now. Colton Zawada, near side. Fletcher Backshell Jones sends it back over to the lefties. It's Fancy looking for his hat trick marker, steps into a shot himself, and just getting enough of that was Luke Davidson. Back in call forced against the Sturgeon. Now another fresh 30 shaping up for Cranbrook. Backshell Jones on the floor once again, down low to the corner. Here's Avery Berkey. Flip pass to the crease. Zawada couldn't get a clean look as that one was out of his reach. Now Valley will collect and send this one up the floor. Burke McAdie to Gabe Rempel. Quickly down low to the corner. One defender working on him. So he absorbs the stick check. Coming over top, waiting for the screen from Thiessen. Tripped up, but an interference call just before. As Thiessen just sets too aggressive of a screen. Now Thompson cutting through, gets the pass off. Great save, Davidson. Rebound collected by Thompson. Circles from behind the net, gets a tough hit in the corner. No call now. We'll get a delayed call against Nathan Jensen. Not happy with the official on that one. Pelon onto the bench. In comes Wyatt Fancy. Zawada getting a rough ride. Fletcher Backshell Jones takes it. Now one-timer again, and they score! Wyatt Fancy completes the hat trick. Another one for the Black Wolves. With the extra attacker, no power play necessary with Pelon on the bench. And Wyatt Fancy's fired up after that one. We're not even halfway through this game. He's up to 3 goals here already. George, I'm supposed to be saving my voice for tomorrow, but Cranbrook keeps scoring these highlight reel goals. Guys, my boss is going to be mad at me if I don't have a voice tomorrow for the gold medal game. Would you stop doing so well? Gabe Rempel, down low from the corner. Near side, waits for the screen. He comes over top. Shot lane available. He'll backpedal for some more space. Fakes the pass through. One hand flip, far side. Shot from around a defender. A rising sidearm just goes over the net. Now Mitchelluk up over center. He's got one defender coming in to cut him off. Will he drive? No. He'll sidestep his way back. The hot stick in Wyatt Fancy, sending it now over to Colton Zawada. Righty strong on this set. Backshell Jones. Fletcher Backshell Jones, that is. Send it over to Ripley Backshell Jones as those two connect. Now Thompson, sharp angle bid, saved by Davidson. And they grab the rebound there. Here's Nigel Novak. Calmly over center. Down by 4 are the Sturgeon. A position they've been in before and have climbed out of. Can never count this team out. Tough defense here from the Black Wolves as Rempel again forced to the perimeter. Richtowski couldn't grab that one cleanly. He'll go back now, chasing down Cranbrook in alone on a breakaway, and a huge save by Davidson. Gavin Segerty going in alone. Couldn't put that one home. Now Nathan Jensen back over center. One of the transition studs for this Sturgeon team. He'll head off for a change, finding Brett Vicenton. He gets underneath, forced to the corner. As he absorbs the check, now surveys through the middle. Pass back up top to the point. Near side. 5 seconds to shoot. Again, return to the point, but deflected. Segerty can chase it down now. Clearly exhausted after that last rush. He will go into the play now. He's got Berkey on the opposite crease. Can't get the pass through as Vetero blocked that one. Now Mitchell getting a rough ride, grabs the loose ball through the middle, has it knocked free. Now the Valley captain will grab. One-handed spin move, trying to find some room over center. Still has a couple seconds to get over. Got to be quick though, and he does with a second to spare, narrowly avoiding the 8-second count. In comes Rempel. Rounding the corner, shot off the mask of Pilon. A little shaken up here as he drops to a knee. Pilon down. No whistle from the ref. Now it will come with the Cranbrook goaltender dropping to a knee. And a trainer coming out to check on him. Certainly shaken up after that one. Not now, Jeff. Not now. Our other play-by-play man here on BC Sports TV, Jeff Fisher, if you have missed some of the previous broadcasts, has been putting together what he's calling an all-hair lineup from the MacDonaldCup. Any noticeable players or staff, apparently, with some incredible flow. And now the Cranbrook trainer, the newest member drafted by Jeff Fisher to the all-hair team, after he does an incredible job checking on the likes of Cam Pilon. And I strongly urge anybody watching to go back and watch some of the previous games of Swift Current, because we've been able to key in on Greenlee, one of their goaltenders, and hit just one of the best mullets you'll ever see. We coined him the captain of the all-hair team, drafted by Jeff. But we got serious business to get through here as we got another semifinal to try to finish up. Black Wolves leading 8-4 with 8:45 to play. Backshell Jones rips that one just wide, battling for the loose ball. Now deflects it on target. Gets the reset and his own rebound. Backhand flip down low to the corner, just out of the reach of Thompson, who ran into McCady for his efforts. Wyatt Fancy now collects. Skip pass to the near side. Fletcher Backshell Jones again down low to Thompson. Zawada. And that'll be an interference call against the Cranbrook captain. Now Valley pushing pace. Danil on top of the crease. Great save, Pilon. Do you think he's feeling all right after that last save? Sliding across to his right. Shaking off that last save previously that hit him up high. Now Thompson with his chin strap undone. Turnover will send Valley the other way. Another save by Pilon. Danil goes falling into the Cranbrook goal. No contact with the goaltender, but knocking the net off. Ref's going to convene here and try to decide whose possession it will be. Not sure if there's any contact or if he just ran straight into the goal himself. They'll say it will be possession Valley. Gabe Rempel will start off on his wrong side from way outside. Gibbs has that pass deflected. Collects through the middle, in alone, takes the shot off the crossbar, then off the back of Pilon, and he reaches back behind him to pull it off the goal line. Heads up play from the Cranbrook goaltender. Goes back over center. Offensive set coming up again here for the Black Wolves. They work it to the lefties first, down low to Berkey. Avery Berkey with a goal back in the first period, sends it over to the lefties. Wyatt Fancy to Zawada. Shot goes just wide. Fletcher Backshell Jones, still 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. He gets underneath of a check, through the middle, steps into a rip, just wide. Zawada with another one, saved by Davidson. He takes that one right into his midsection and sends that one quickly up the floor. Gage O'Neill. He's had a good game here in transition for the Sturgeon. He'll head off for a change. Late man onto the floor is Jeremiah Gibbs. Pass to Rempel, just out of his reach. Can't take it off the hop. Now Cranbrook will collect from behind their own net. High hit there from Thiessen as he grabs possession. He wanted to reset, but he'll just have to drop it and send Cranbrook the other way. It was late in his shot clock, so it expired right after he had finished battling for it. Unfortunately for Valley, just a waste of an effort, but a valiant effort at that, and he'll watch on from afar. Another hard screen set on Jensen. It's about the third time now as he's been sent sprawling off of a hard pick. He gets back to the bench, laboring towards his back. Now his team heading to the defensive side once again following the turnover. Tanner Sudan drop pass to Wyatt Fancy. Far side now lobbed in front of the Cranbrook bench. Colton Zawada. Near side, Avery Berkey follows it down low to the corner. Fletcher Backshell Jones. Now down low to the lefties. They round the corner once again. Shot from distance! Mr. Hat Trick, Lyndon Orenshaw. Second member of team hat trick for the Black Wolves, joining the likes of Wyatt Fancy. Knock, knock, Tommy Thompson. It's your turn now, as he's the lone remaining player with 2 goals here. Avery Berkey with 1 as well, but now 9 goals split between just 4 players, and showing off why this offense of the Cranbrook Black Wolves has been so dynamic. They have just a handful of players on the offensive side of the floor that can really rip it home, and you've seen that here. Wyatt Fancy, Tommy Thompson, and Lyndon Orenshaw. Man, what an effort from the offense. Speak of the devil, Tommy Thompson back out onto the floor, clearing some space for Fletcher Backshell Jones. Returns the pass down low to him. Thompson rounding the corner, far side feed. Now Fancy fakes the shot, gets underneath of a man, sidearm rip goes wide. Thompson battling for it, 1 to shoot, so Fletcher Backshell Jones just dumps that one out of play. He'll head off for a change to get his defense back onto the floor. Now under 5 to play in the second period. 9-4 in favor of Cranbrook. Just dominance from the start from the Black Wolves. Now they work the 2-man game. Valley going in alone. Great save, Pilon. Rempel off the rebound. Gets through the middle of the floor, fakes the shot. Now Vetterl, tuck move underneath from the crease, and he scores! What a shot from in tight. Everett Vetterl fires that one home just inside the far side post. A heads-up play there by Rempel to not shoot. That's one that we've seen him shoot so often. But he has the wherewithal to turn back and send it over to his captain, who rips that one home just inside the post and get his team back within 4. Captain Clutch has showed up here, folks. Face-off win in favor of Cranbrook. 4:20 to play in the second period. Mitchelluk, near side feed, backshell Jones. Skip feed down low to the corner. Avery Berkey comes over top of the corner, now returns it to Fletcher, backshell Jones. Another skip feed over to Mitchelluk. He's usually the one sending those ones over. He was the recipient that time, but fired before it was in his stick. Not a clean look that he was hoping for, and there's an 8-second count against Valley. How about that pressure from Davis Mitchelluk as he gets exhaustedly back onto the bench. Well-deserved break for 15 in black. And now here come the Black Wolves once again. Olrenshaw takes the shot. Maybe he's got the hot stick here. It was Wyatt Fancy early. Valley over center. Tristan Denil waiting for help. Late man into the play here is Brett Vicentin. Quick pass, down low to the corner. Rempel thought about the backhanded flip. Battles through the pressure instead. Vetterl driving off ball, wants the pass. Rempel gets it instead. 5 to shoot. Finds a lane, bounces that one over the net. Now the Black Wolves can chase this down. Instead, they'll head off for a change and get a wholesale change. Fresh 30 and a free clear for the Black Wolves. Berkey up top, Thompson. Ton of room to work with. The defenders of the Sturgeon really sitting back. Now Fancy spinning away. Really fighting the urge to say fancy footwork from Fancy. Too easy of a joke to make. I can't go with the easy ones. Now Jensen getting a rough ride. He falls, draws an interference call. Remember when I said earlier that Jensen has had a couple of interference calls go their way after a rough ride? Well, there's another one, folks. Nathan Jensen just eating a ton of checks here. The recipient of the physical play, courtesy of the Black Wolves, but he gets his team a possession. 2:20 to play in the second period. Jeremiah Gibbs grabs the loose ball, splitting a couple of defenders. On his wrong side, gets a shot off, and it goes just wide before the shot clock expires. That'll go back over center. Now 2:09 to work with. Shots 41 to 18 in favor of Cranbrook. Once upon a time, one Brad Challoner told me, if you get to 50 shots, you're doing something right. And Cranbrook, still with a whole period to play, are just 9 shots away from that. But they'll work on the near side first. Righty's going to work. Righty strong. Now a delayed call coming up against Valley. Pilon heading towards the bench. They cut through the middle. Loose ball free. Backshell Jones getting another shot to the midsection, and Valley will collect with 1:41 to play, and their team will head back to the penalty kill. For you new viewers who haven't been watching all week long, this won't be necessarily a new sight to you guys, but for those of you that have been watching all week long, we got a new ad read for you. Sam's Neighborhood Pub is just what you're looking for in a pub. Relaxed atmosphere, great food, and cold drinks. Located on Elgin in the heart of downtown Poco. Pay him a visit tonight, would you? Sponsor of this power play for the Black Wolves. Backshell Jones over to Fancy. Another one-timer. Wyatt Fancy is up to 4. Maybe Wyatt Fancy should make a trip towards Sam's Pub tonight. Assuming he's 19. Assuming he's 19. But celebratory drinks may be required again, assuming he's 19. Wyatt Fancy up to 4 goals on the night now. 15 on the tournament. Leads his team in that category. Had 11 goals and 13 points coming into this game. And he's just kept this hot streak alive. Big collision near center. Sudan back to his feet. Rempel trying to force his way on top of the net. Gets a rough ride into the end boards. Now falls. Back to his feet. Still battling for it. Gabe Rempel single-handedly trying to pull his team into the fight. Now Richtowski getting into the mix as Cranbrook goes back the other way over center. 1 minute to play in the second period. Fancy has some room, takes a shot, blocked by the captain. Now Thompson got a right hook to the face as he shakes that one off and his team keeps possession. They can hang on to it. Mitchelluk, that one rebound away from him. He'll bat it free though to Wyatt Fancy. And he can't grab too swiftly. Now Vetterl with a nice swim move. One-hand flip over center, but they give it right back. Vetterl's going to go back for a defensive shift. 33 seconds to play. Possession Cranbrook once again. Davis Mitchelluk to the near side. Fletcher backshell Jones. But a 5.5 second difference between the game and shot clock. As Zawada sends it over to the far side. Fancy now to backshell Jones. Rip blocked. That'll expire the shot clock. Now 4.2 seconds to play. Valley with one more chance if they hurry. And they'll just hang on to this one, dumping it down the floor, heading towards the second intermission. The winner of this game goes on to face Saanich in the gold medal matchup tomorrow afternoon, and we have one more period to decide the end result. We're going to step aside, though, for now on BC Sports TV, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes' time. You're watching MacDonaldCup action. One final period coming up here on the schedule before we wrap it up for the night. 20 miles, 20 smiles here, folks, for the Cranbrook Black Wolves as they hang on to a 5-goal lead, 10-5 over the Valley Sturgeon, with one more period to try to earn their spot in the gold medal game tomorrow afternoon. Meanwhile, the Black Wolves trying to remain perfect through the MacDonaldCup to this point. 3-0 through 3 games played so far, and they've looked so impressive all the way through. We got a goaltender change as well in the Cranbrook crease. Out is Cam Pelon, in goes Caden Lucier. This has been something that they've done throughout the bulk of this tournament when they find themselves in a position that they're generally comfortable with, generally speaking, of course. They'll get some playing time towards their second goaltender, oftentimes being Caden Lucier. Although I should say, Lucier came in early in their first game of the tournament and helped them win their first game when Pelon looked a little shaky way back on Wednesday morning. But he's looked strong otherwise, as has Caden Lucier, and he'll try to play the role of closer in this third period. Here's Fancy. 4 goals through this game so far. Coming over top, room to shoot, sends that one. I think that was supposed to be a pass behind the net, intended for Tommy Thompson, picked off by Vetterl. He runs into Thompson, loses the ball in the process. Big hack, that's a high one. As the Valley captain, that might be a 5-minute major here, folks. Tommy Thompson on his stomach right now, getting back to his knees. That's going to be a slashing call. Thought that was going to be a 5 for high stick. Instead, it'll be a 5 for slashing. Now a massive kill coming up for Valley as the power play of the Black Wolves go back to work here. And a reminder before we get too deep into this power play, we are on BC Sports TV looking to give and connect with some more in-game advertising opportunities. Hit us up at info@bcsports.tv if you are interested. It helps us continue to bring this live lacrosse for free. Info@bcsports.tv again. Shot from Berkey, blocked. 5 seconds to shoot if he can corral the loose ball. Pressured by Nathan Jensen, who bats this one down to the corner. And Burke McGady, who opened the scoring way back in the first period for the Sturgeon. Their first goal of the game has the ball over center. Valley down by 5, killing a 5-minute major as McGady runs into a triple team. Stick check there, loses the ball, but into collect is Jeremiah Gibbs on his wrong side, driving through, and a save by Lucier. His first one since joining in the play is a massive one at that. In comes Braden Hushman. He'll turn back and bounce that one near center. Fletcher Backshell Jones had to be careful. That one bounced in close to your feet. Always a tough one to handle, but he does so well, and his power play goes back to work. Skip feed, near side. Mitchelluk to Backshell Jones, quickly over to Thompson. Saved by Davidson. Thompson grabs his own rebound and pulls that one out. The undersized righty having an impressive game and an impressive tournament to this point. Now Mitchelluk down to Fancy. Pass tried to go across, blocked by a defender. They keep possession though, 13 to shoot. Skip feed again over to Fancy, spinning back. Return now to Thompson. Down low to the crease, out of the reach of Berkey. Return now to Thompson, heavy shot wide. 2 seconds to shoot. Mitchelluk will just dump that one down low. 2 minutes successfully killed of the Vetterl penalty for the Sturgeon. Now Gabe Rempel chases it down, pinned along the corner boards, keeping the ball in the back of his stick. What an effort here from Gabe Rempel, keeping his stick high in the air, and he comes out of the double team with possession. Unbelievable job from one Gabe Rempel as he spins and shoots from a tough angle, kicked aside by Lucier. And he'll send that one up the floor to a defenseman. Now up over center is Sudan. Zawada. Drop pass to Thompson. This is the same place they were in when they tried the hidden ball trick back in the first period. They'll stick with their settled power play this time around. Backshell Jones over to Mitchell. Just hit the outside of the post. Caught the piece of the left hand of Luke Davidson. Fresh 30 now for the power play. 2 minutes remaining in the penalty to Vetterl. Still no power play goals this time around for the Black Wolves. They work it to the point. Now Mitchelluk, return, backhand flip pass out of the reach of Thompson. He's got pressure on his back, kicks that free to Zawada. Now back to Fletcher, Backshell Jones, heavy shot, just wide. That one goes out of play as well as expiring the shot clock. Now they get back over center. Back into the play is Rempel. Finds himself down low, spin move back up top. Another spin for good measure, trying to find some room. Double team started to close in, but the Black Wolves content with just having a safety man, but Rempel gets through it, takes a shot, and he scores! Short-handed marker for Gabe Rempel, hat trick complete. If I'm picking an MVP in this game for the Sturgeon, it's Gabe Rempel for that penalty kill alone. Still has 1:11 still to work with in the penalty to Everett Vetterl. But the last offensive shift, shorthanded for Gabe Rempel, worked his way through a double team and a triple team, still found a way to come out with a ball and get a shot on target. This time around, he keeps his stick free, keeps possession, and fires that one home, completing his hat trick and getting his team back within 4. Just over 15 minutes remaining here in the game. That's a good start for Valley, down a man still for 50 seconds. But the power play of the Black Wolves back onto the floor. Mitchelluk finds some space, skip feed over to Berkey. Now Thompson steps into a shot, low save by Davidson. Berkey collects, ball gets jarred free before he could throw it on target. Another shot, a bouncer from Davis Mitchelluk, and the Black Wolves answer right back. Now up to 16 points through this tournament so far. 14 of them are helpers from Davis Mitchelluk. Now up to 2 goals through this MacDonaldCup run. One of the key feeders in this MacDonaldCup tournament. As I mentioned, 14 assists. Unbelievable stuff. And his team quickly back into the offensive zone. 2-on-1 forming. Mitchelluk from the crease. Shot! Great save, Davidson! Mitchelluk still digging for it. Takes a hit from behind. Now he'll retreat to his bench as Valley tries to clear the zone. Deflected off the stick of Tristan Danil and out of play. Now up the floor, Berkey on a breakaway, another save, might have to make a second one, great save, Davidson! And now another delayed call coming up against Valley. Let's take a look at that one real quick. As Luke Davidson continues to stand tall here in his crease for the Sturgeon. One great save, another one as Zawada takes a high hit there to the head. And with Vetterl 3 seconds away from stepping out of the box, Valley will remain on the penalty kill as Zawada now getting back to his bench with some help from the trainer. Brief delay here while the scorekeepers sort out the score clock. And it is another 5-minute major going against Valley. Cross floor feed, Fancy couldn't get a clean look. Now Vetterl's up the play, they send that one towards him fresh out of the box. Couldn't grab it cleanly, chases it down in the corner boards, battling captain on captain. It's Fletcher Backshell Jones against Everett Vetterl, and it's the Valley captain earning possession off an interference call. Jeremiah Gibbs driving low, takes a high hit, spins back from the corner. Trying to drive on top of the crease, find some room, pass goes up top. Gabe Rempel back out onto the floor. He's been showing his ability to single-handedly kill entire penalties to start off this third period. He's back on the bench now, as is the rest of that offensive penalty-killing unit. And here comes the power play of the Black Wolves once again. Mitchelluk up top to the point. Fletcher, Backshell, Jones, the quarterback on this power play. He sets a screen. Now Thompson cuts to the middle, gets the shot off, saved by Thompson. Excuse me, saved by Davidson. Thompson with the shot. Now Valley up to Jensen. Just avoids the check of a closing in defender. Tanner Suden working on the likes of Nathan Jensen. Takes a hit from behind into the sideboards, keeps the ball, now loses, getting a rough ride, and that'll be an interference call. The Valley fans want a penalty, and they're not going to get it this time at least, as Jensen once again heads off for a change, favoring his midsection. These Valley fans are furious with the officials. Rempel still with it, spinning through a double team, now swims over top, loses it in the process. Loose ball grab by Tanner Suden. 11-6 in favor of Cranbrook. Their power play back out onto the floor. Mitchelluk down low to the corner. Fancy, no look pass back up top to Mitchelluk. Don't think he was expecting that. Has it now once again, bobbles it, and he'll collect from distance. 4 seconds to shoot. Backshell Jones fires that one into a save from Davidson. Interference call will go against the Sturgeon. Another fresh 30 for Cranbrook. Mitchelluk once again, the near side shooter. Berkey quickly back up top. So they work some east to west movement on this power play. Quick passing from the perimeter. Thompson down low to the corner. Skip feed back to the point. Thompson, sidearm ripped, saved by Davidson. Pretty passing on that power play for Cranbrook, as Valley forced into an 8-second count on the forecheck. Berkey and Thompson teaming up there to keep Valley on their own side. Now just over 2 minutes remaining. Essentially just a minor penalty remaining to kill, although because it is a major, I do believe that if they score, Valley will remain shorthanded. Now far side feed, Backshell Jones puts it just wide, now off the end board, still 5 seconds to shoot. Skip feed, far side. Berkey on target, saved by Davidson once again. Goaltender's been one of the standouts for this Valley team. Rempel leaping for it just out of his reach. He'll head back for a change. Cranbrook almost a back-in call. So they almost sent that one back into their own crease. But their power play back over center. Just trying to get a look at the Cranbrook bench. I still don't think I see Colton Zawada yet. Now Fancy, down low from the corner. Backshell Jones, running shooter now, pass to the middle. Thompson, shot, save, Davidson, and he sprawls over to his left to hang on to it. Sturgeon back over center. Now under a minute left to kill. As they cut through, shot from a tough angle, save from Lucier, his first one in a little while. It's been all Cranbrook through this period, despite a goal earlier from Rempel, shorthanded. But they've essentially been shorthanded for the entire first half of this third period, trying to climb their way back, down by 5. So we now hit the midway point of this final frame. Far side feed, behind the net, back up top to the point. Thompson, stopped by Davidson, and he falls back again, pulling it off the goal line. Stuck in his leg pads now as he takes his gloves off, drops his stick. Where is this ball? Burke McAdie in there to try to help him out. I don't think I've seen something like this since like minor lacrosse, but we have found the ball, and I'm just getting word now on the bench Colton Zawada is back on the gate here. So you can breathe a sigh of relief, Cranbrook fans. Burke McGady getting a rough ride. 10 seconds left to kill. Couple of swim moves trying to find some space. Now circles back. Skip feed near side. Gibbs, 10 seconds to shoot. Spins through the middle. Shot saved, Lucier. And we are finally back to 5-on-5 action. Cranbrook off the loose ball, over center. It's McGady getting a pat on the back from his coaching staff for his efforts on the penalty kill. Rempel trying to cause a turnover on the stick check, and there is the aforementioned Colton Zawada. Sends a cross floor over to his captain, Fletcher Backshell Jones. 5 to shoot. Shot from distance, saved by Davidson. The captain tried to grab his own rebound. Now it'll go in front of the penalty boxes near the center line. Zawada down low. Backshell Jones tiptoes the crease. No goal, says the official. I think Backshell Jones wanted a flag thrown for a review. That one was close. Now Vicentin spins down low, driving the crease himself, diving across, saved by Lucier. Vicentin back to his feet now, as is a Cranbrook defender. Beckham Toth goes onto his bench limping, favoring his lower body. Another injury for the Black Wolves for us to keep our eye on. As the tournament goes farther and farther, playing so many games in such a short amount of time, the injuries are going to stack up. But that's the price to pay if you want to get a championship here, folks. The Black Wolves certainly know that by now. Zawada, 2 seconds to shoot. Fancy steps into one just before the shot clock expires. A late save by Davidson. Ripley Backshell Jones was mixing it up with a Sturgeon defender. They both get onto their respective benches now. 7:45 to play in the third period. Shots 56-22. That pass from Rempel picked off. Off to the races goes Neil McConaughey. Good effort on the back check by Rempel, forcing McConaughey to the sideboards. They'll both head off for a change now as the Black Wolves will slow it down. Now the Sturgeon fans instructing their players to start pressuring here as they got to try to climb back. Nice move through the middle. Shot blocked by a defender into a sensitive area of Jeremiah Gibbs. Going slowly towards his bench. And now he's going to go down the tunnel for the Sturgeon. Injuries piling up here in this game, folks. Stretch pass over center. Vetterl takes it off the hop. Now bats it free to himself. Corralling the loose ball. He's got 2 defenders in front of him. Rempel onto his wrong side. Returns it now to Vetterl. Heavy shot just wide. So that goes off the ceiling. Valley back to the defensive side of the floor. Reminder, the winner of this game will play Saanich tomorrow afternoon for the MacDonaldCup. Again, it's the first time this tournament is being played since back in 1995. The Richmond Roadrunners, the last team to come out victorious. A long hiatus between championships, but we will see the trophy handed out, the revamped trophy, I should say, handed out tomorrow afternoon. Valley over center. Getting into desperate times for the Sturgeon. Rempel over top, spin move around one defender, still working on another, circling back from the corner. Pass up top to Thiessen. Can't handle it off the hop. Pressure comes. Rempel tries to grab it himself. He's all over the floor is Gabe Rempel. 3 goals in this game and laying it absolutely all over the floor. It's Fancy, gets the drop pass. Returning it now near center. Colton Zawada. As the 2 number 9s in Nathan Jensen and Wyatt Fancy collide behind the net. Now Ripley Backshell Jones, content with eating clock here for the Black Wolves. It's Fancy again getting a rough ride from Jensen as they go back and forth right in front of the official. Cooler heads prevail this time around. Valley back over center. Still down by 5 with just over 5 to play. Vicentin rounds the corner, bouncer saved by Lucier, shutting down the 5-hole. Looking for a quick up, finds one near side. Up the floor comes Braden Hushman, sprinting over center. Gets away from the slash, finding his captain in Fletcher Backshell Jones. Now Zawada gets the screen from Thompson. Around the perimeter. Calmly dumps that one down into the corner. There to receive that is Davis Mitchelluk. 5 seconds to shoot. He'll return the favor by sending that one the remaining length of the floor. McAdie, quick up, Rempel. Back onto the floor now is Vetterl. Late man into the play is Isaac Richtowski. As he drives through off ball. Rempel waiting for the screen. Finds some room, looking to get his hands free. Backpedals away. Vetterl fakes the shot himself. Spin move underneath, loses it. Skip feed now to the near side, just off the mark. Deflecting away from Caden Shivers. He'll continue to battle for it as Cranbrook content with just letting the rest of this shot clock expire. Nothing Shivers can do there. Stretch pass now to Sudan. He's got one man in front of him, sidesteps him. Looks back near center, in comes Thompson to Backshell Jones. One defender to beat here in Danil, keeping the Cranbrook captain at bay here from the far side corner. Now Avery Berkey. Pinned along the sideboards. But again, okay with this situation as they keep it as far away from their goal as possible and just send this back down the floor. More of the same here for the Black Wolves. A 33-shot difference in this game right now between Cranbrook and Valley, 56-23. It's been an offensive onslaught in favor of the Black Wolves. Now Vicentin tried to connect with Richtowski as he takes some contact from behind. That's going to be an interference call drawn by the aforementioned Richtowski. He'll start from the corner. Eats a wrap check, that is. We're hungry in the booth. As that one gets thrown out of play by Cranbrook last. Now Danil tries to go underneath of his defender. Good stick check, courtesy of Gavin Sagerty. Now Davidson on the bench. Valley electing to go 6-on-5 here. Late man into the play for the Sturgeon is Lemishka. 10 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Vicentin, pass to Vetterl, shot saved by Lucier. A big hit through the middle. Who is that down on the floor? Delayed call coming up against Cranbrook, and we now will get the whistle. I saw the hit. I didn't see who it was. But he's... That may be Matt Thiessen. Currently down, getting some help from the trainer. And there's going to be 2 members of the Black Wolves heading off for a change. As this doesn't look great. See a little bit of motion there in the lower body, and it looks like he's going to try to get up. Yes, that is Matt Thiessen. Back to his feet now with some help from the trainer, grabbing at his head. A scary sight there to see when you get a player laying down relatively motionless for as long, I mean for any time really, but for as long as Thiessen was. But he gets back to his bench now. 2:19 to play. It'll be 2 separate 2-minute penalties going against Cranbrook. One to Sagerty, another one to McConaughey. 2-man advantage for Valley. They got to take their chances pretty quick here if they're in desperation mode. Shot from Vetterl, saved by Lucier. They keep possession. Now 2 minutes to play. Vetterl down low, back up top to Rempel. Shot, another save, or blocked before it got through. Rempel collects the rebound, down low to the crease again. Vetterl shot, another save by Lucier. Got to get some more ball movement here from the Sturgeon as they just work it over to the lefties. Now a 2-on-1, Vicentin, one-timer, and just caught a piece of the right shoulder of Lucier. Now 1:30 remaining. Gibbs down low, tries to pull 5-hole, another save by the Cranbrook goaltender. And they'll just send this one down the length of the floor as the clock continues to wind down here. A couple of late chances in favor of Valley. Now Jensen over center. He'll stay and play an offensive shift here. Looks like he's actually going to play safety near center as the two-man advantage continues. Now a timeout call by the Black Wolves with just over a minute remaining. Still shorthanded for 45 more seconds. Clock winding down here. What's going on? But why is the penalty clock running? Now they notice. There was 1:04 on the clock when I last looked. Now down to 53 seconds and some time taken off the clock. We might get that put back on. Okay, so I'm getting an update. You might have been able to hear that on the mic a little bit. But Jeff Fisher, our other play-by-play guy here on BC Sports TV, has been taking his efforts towards ranking his favorite team jerseys throughout this MacDonaldCup tournament. And I'm sorry, Sturgeon fans, but collectively the two of us had these jerseys ranked in last. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. There's some really cool jerseys here. However, Jeff Fisher has just noticed now that the side of the Sturgeon jerseys look like the side of a sturgeon. So there is some more creativity than what we originally saw from the Sturgeon jerseys. Great look at their bench right now from our cameraman extraordinaire, George Para. Manning the helm here in the booth. Just over a minute left here, George, then you can go to sleep. Just a little longer. We are back to the action. Stretch pass all the way down the floor. So we are 1 minute away from our gold medal matchup tomorrow afternoon and becoming official. It will be the Cranbrook Black Wolves who will face off against the Saanich Express, two undefeated teams going into the gold medal game, but only one will remain perfect and hoist the MacDonaldCup for the first time since 1995. Gear up here, Cranbrook fans. You got a big day coming tomorrow. 18 more seconds away from the schedule becoming official. And that one deflects over the goal line. I believe that one's going to be credited to Gabe Rempel as it just goes off of a defender. And Dylan Berard with 12.2 seconds to play, now 11-7. Would it be crazy if I said hold on to your hats here, folks? I'm just joking. It's 12.2 seconds to play, 11-7. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. The schedule is locked up tomorrow, 2 p.m. Gold medal matchup between the Cranbrook Black Wolves and the Saanich Express as one last shot from the Valley captain goes, but it goes just wide and will finish with an 11-7 final. So the bronze medal game will be in the morning, mid-morning we'll say, about 10 or 10:30 if I'm not mistaken, and it will be between the Valley Sturgeon and the West Shore Bears. Shortly thereafterwards, we have the gold medal matchup, and that'll be between your, that's right, I'm saying your Cranbrook Black Wolves, because I know there's so many of you watching. I'm not talking about you, George. Your Cranbrook Black Wolves and the Saanich Express. Of course, we also have the early morning game at 8 a.m. That for 5th and 6th place. That'll go down between the two local teams in Poco and Surrey. But for now, we will call it a day, folks. It was another full slate of games that we are happy to bring you for free. And we have 3 more in the MacDonaldCup coming up tomorrow throughout the day, and we hope you join us for all 3 of them. For now, that will do it. On behalf of our entire cast of characters, for cameraman extraordinaire George Parra, for PA announcer extraordinaire Jeff Fisher, I've been Tino Farah. We've been BC Sports TV, and we will see you next time.